this is Mending Mahogany. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I wanted to discuss transition. Now, what is transition? Transition is the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. So I have felt maybe for the past year that I have been going through a transition. Many things have changed in my life. People that were in my life are no longer in my life. People have relocated. So I feel like I'm going through a transition, even, as far as in ministry. I feel like, God is using me differently, and I have to yield to that because, when God starts doing something different, you tend to like, whoa, hold up. But I'm learning to yield to what it is that God wants to do. Example, this channel is definitely a transition for me. It is a learning curve for me. It is me stepping out of my comfort zone. But you know what? We all have to go through transition, because if you don't go through transition, that means that you are remaining the same. That means that you're not changing. That means that you're not growing. So transition, although it's uncomfortable, it's so necessary. And I just feel like God has opened up my eyes to the fact that we get, how can I say this? We get so used to seeing people physically and being with people, having a connection with people in like face to face. That's what I'm trying to say. We're so used to having connections with people face to face. But in these past couple of months, I have made connections with people that I've never actually met in person, but there is a connection there. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I've never had a pen pal, like back in the day, you'd have a pen pal and you'd write and you feel like you knew them because of the correspondence. That's how I feel. I feel like even though I have gone through transition and people that were in my life are no longer in my life, not for bad reasons, but two of my close cousins moved away. My sister moved to North Carolina. My aunt moved to Florida. So I've kind of felt like, I have a few people that I associate with, but I'm not big on, at my age, I don't need a whole lot of friends. I need quality relationships, and that's what I go after. I go after quality. At this stage of my life, I go after quality. And God has put me in contact with people that are doing things that on the natural may intimidate me, like, wow, they're doing this, they're doing that. But on the other hand, if your circle doesn't change, it doesn't give you anything to come up to. And that's not to say that people I know aren't doing anything and that's not why I'm around them. No. Don't misunderstand me. What I'm trying to say is God will bring you into contact with people that will cause you to transition, that will cause you to grow, that will stretch you. That's what my apostle at church does. He'll just ask you to do something on the spur of the moment that will cause you to totally lean and depend on the Holy Spirit, because you don't want to ever move in the things of God in your own flesh. You want to lean and depend on Him. And sometimes it's scary. It's like jumping into just jumping off the boat. But you know what? God is always there to catch us. So if you are in transition, know that transition is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Transition will stretch you. Transition will grow you. Transition will bring you around people that will grow you and stretch you and push you and say, yes, you can do it, or even give you opportunities for you to grow. So, transition is not a bad thing. Just go with it. Just go with it. If it's God, go with it. When we're in the world, we never thought twice about doing what the devil said. And the devil said, do this, do that, you did it. But now all of a sudden when God gives you an unction, you got to have a committee meeting. You got to go on a 3-day fast. You got to consult this one and that one. If God tells you to move, move. Because what I have learned is timing is everything. You can do the right thing at the wrong time. Did you know that? You can do the right thing at the wrong time. So when God says move, move. But you got to know it's God. But I'm just so encouraged. You know, I feel like I have grown. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I have grown through this transition. Like, I feel like I'm stronger than I thought that I was. Like, I can do things that I didn't think I could do. Transition also will isolate you. And that's not isolate. That doesn't mean isolate you in a bad way, but sometimes God wants to get you away from the noise. And when he gets you away from the noise, you can hear him. And you can hear him clearly. You know, sometimes you just gotta come away. Just come away from people, come away from places, come away from things, so that you can hear what the Lord is saying. Because he's speaking, but do I hear him? He's speaking, but am I listening? Because he's always got something to say. And he's concerned about what concerns me. You know, he cares about everything that concerns Stephanie. And that's a beautiful thing, because when you have felt like maybe you didn't matter or your opinion didn't matter, God is concerned about all that concerns you. So be encouraged if you are in transition. That is a beautiful thing. I love butterflies, and I was so heartbroken to find out that butterflies only live like 14 days. I'm like, what? After all that struggle they go through in that cocoon, they only live for 14 days? So that beautiful butterfly that you see, it's only going to be here for 2 weeks. But the transition is what makes it come forth as beautiful. You know, it starts out, when I was little, I hated caterpillars. I hated them. I didn't understand how that ugly little caterpillar could turn into a beautiful butterfly. But that's what transition will do to you. It'll take you from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So if you're in transition, be encouraged. God is in the transition. God bless.